Okay. I think we've done all of the things that we needed to do. So let's load in. It's Wednesday. All right. We are making sure everything is all loaded in and happy before we go running off. Alrighty. I hope everyone's having a good day. It is Wednesday. There is some weather on the horizon, but at the moment it's just rain, so we should be okay. At least for the time being. So let's go ahead and get started. So welcome to WoW Challenges Wednesday for anybody that's new here. I can't talk most of the time. I was hoping that that was gonna... Oh, I didn't need to hit that. Oh well, we hit it now. Anyhow, hope everyone's having a good week so far. I've been just kind of having a meh week. Keep feeling like there's all of the things I need to be doing, and I was like, no, you're going to take your 2 days off from doing stuff and not do anything. So instead I spent the last 2 days doing prep in Minecraft. But it's okay. It was what I wanted to do. I needed to get some more cobblestone put away for villagers because I was working on replacing that glazed terracotta color up by the entrance to our new color choice, and that's gonna take some emeralds, so I had to get shit together to trade. And so, along with smelting more sandstone for the walls, I've been trying to smelt some cobblestone. And then I was like, well, we really need to get some more demo done too. Because I hadn't been doing any demo lately, so I was like, well, let's push through and see how much we can get done. Gotten a lot more wood. I'm in the forest section now doing demo of the back of the property and at least making way for the wall. The interior demo will come once we have the wall situated, because then I need to dig in the roads and figure out how we're gonna lay those out and just get an overall sense of what I want to do. That was an interesting little laggy moment. Hopefully that's all it is just an interesting little laggy moment. Nope, he wasn't close enough. That's fine. I'll just have to pull him to the party. Alright. So yeah, we got a ton of demo. I learned about bees. We now have some honeycomb stored away. I also learned about these nether trees, or nether fungi that look like trees. And I came up with a fabulous idea, well, color scheme, that I want to do in a snowy area. But, that will be much, much later. But I do have an idea. Of course, that involves searching the nether for the items that I need, but, you know, that's okay. We'll have the gear to do so at that point. All right. So, here we are. Plugging away on everybody. I did cats, enough. Who's hissing?
Well,
who was chasing who? That's what I thought it was.
I don't have a target.
These cats have been so bad for the past, like, not even 24 hours. 12, 15, something like that. Oh my god. I had just started to fall asleep and I heard one of them messing with the footstool that we put at the end of the bed to serve as a dual purpose for the dogs to get on and off the bed. Zuzu's the only one using it right now. Momo hasn't even attempted to get on the bed since he got hurt. And Momo's dog bed is right next to the footstool. So I also have a cup of water and food on there for him so he can get to it a lot easier. And he's fine with doing that. Just fell asleep. And I'm hearing thumping and I'm like, what the fuck? One of the cats was fucking with the footstool and I know who it was because they're the one that fucks with it every time I go to bed. So I started to yell at them. They stopped for a minute and then I started to fall back asleep and then they started up again. I was like, stop! And then I heard a really loud thump and bang. I was like, oh my god. So I had to get up, untangle myself from Zuzu because he was glued to my stomach. I get up, Momo's sitting there in the dog bed looking absolutely traumatized, like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know, I didn't do it, I'm sorry. And I'm like, buddy, you're fine. And the footstool is askew, pulled away from the bed, not in the proper position. His water cup is dumped on its side, on the floor. His food bowl is dumped on its side. Dog food everywhere. Oh, I still have to clean that up. I was so tired, I was like, fuck this shit. And, there wasn't much in the cup. And the little rug that's under the footstool is soaked, and I'm like, why? So I, like, went to go chase down cats, and they all scattered when I came running. I'm like, yeah, you know you're in fucking trouble. And then I went out in the kitchen to, get 2 new cups for his food and water. And, oh, those bastards killed them. The son of a bitch. There was no cat food in their bowl. So P-Butt was an asshole because he was hungry. And I was like, really? You couldn't have just meowed at me? No, you had to choose violence and destroy everything. So I filled up the food bowl as best as I could because we had to get cat food today. And I'm like, there, now knock it the fuck off. I just started to fall back asleep. Because, you know, then I had to pee because I was up and all that. Just started to fall back asleep. Was asleep maybe a half an hour. And the thumping and the banging started again. Except this time they're chasing each other. And I was like, cats, enough. It's sleepy time. And it wasn't so much that they were chasing each other across the floor. No. They were jumping on Russell's chair, which makes a hell of a racket when they do that. It squeaks and groans and, it sounded like they had knocked the chair over at one point. I was like, oh my god. I was like, why are you doing this today? Finally fell back asleep. And then a little while later, maybe another hour later, I woke up to the sound of a loud tapping. I was like, what the fuck? And I sat up, and Ed's sitting on this one piece of cardboard that we have under the path of the humidifier just to make sure the floor doesn't get wet. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I couldn't see what he had, but he picked it up when I tried to see. And he walked over to under my desk and dropped it, and it looked like he was fussing with it. And I was like, oh god, don't tell me you have another mouse. So I went and I got Russell. I was like, Russell, you need to wake up. I don't know what the cat has. I can't see it, but he took it under my desk, and I am afraid to look now. So Russell got up and came and looked. What is this? Interesting, but it also sounds dangerous. Like, does it attack you after the time's up? Then you have 2 mobs on you? I don't know about that. But Russell came and looked, and he had one of those little plastic rings that you pull off the top of a gallon jug of water or something, and he was playing with that. I was like, alright. And then I was like, you know what? No, let's take that away. Because he's dumb enough where he'll try to eat it because he loves plastic. Finally settled in. Russell was up. I'm laying there. Started to fall back asleep. And then the cats started chasing each other again. So I got up and I grabbed the spray bottle and I'm like, enough! And then they all scattered and I'm like, I have no idea who did it. But I'm really losing my patience today. Stop. Just stop. Go play in a different room, damn it. And I was mad. The funny part was that as I was starting to settle in, I had no idea where Russell had gone. I had my eyes closed. I was settled in with the doggo. And all of a sudden I heard the like weird ass crinkling noise. And I got mad and I yelled, "What the fuck are you doing now?" And Russell's like, "Sorry, didn't mean to wake you." I'm like, "Oh, it's you. I thought the cats were fucking with something again." I was like, no, you're fine. I thought the cats were getting into more trouble, and I was so done. Because we don't have a door to shut them out of the bedroom. WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. I am doing this right? My brain is drawing a blank all of a sudden. WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty. My Bloody Soul. Blood DK. Excuse me. Jing's level 37. Slash played of 2 days. 20 hours. 20 minutes. And 38 seconds. Total kills thus far. 5,581. Now, I go by this one. The kill tracker on the site would go by this one. As long as these two aren't too far off of each other, you're okay. There was a time where the kill tracker wasn't counting properly, so this character existed during that time frame. The kill tracker is now functioning properly, it would seem, so that's why there's quite such a big number in between them. But I always go with this one because I killed it, whether I got credit or not. I fucking killed it. Damn it. Alright, so let's tweet that.
Knowledge is the best currency, but I do take gold and interest in
Alright,
trading.
so looks like we've got another stack of that going. 2, 4, 609 of that. Alright. I did replace boots, so that was something. And we have this leather belt. So what did the greens net us? 2 gold, 60. We're still kind of low level by comparison, so that's fine. Let's look at what our vendor trash got us. It's not a whole ton of vendor trash this time. So like 130, all things said and done. Alright, so you're gonna sit and chill. And we're gonna switch here. Alright. I haven't come back to work on you yet. Oh, that's what I started to say. I actually tried to pop in on her. And then I got scared by the amount of damage one of the safer mobs was doing, and I was like, ooh, I don't know about this. So, I swapped. No, I didn't swap. I took her into Ogremar to check out the gear situation. So I was like, oh, I never grabbed her updated gear when she hit 50. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know if people have hit their head. I don't know what's going on, but the gear prices were ridiculous for level 50 greens. I just was like, you have got to be kidding me. Alright. So. We're on the Demon Hunter now. And, she didn't pick up a whole lot, but she's only level 26, so she didn't spend that much time out in the field killing things. She still didn't pick up any high-ticket items this level yet, but we'll see. Should pick up a green that she couldn't use, so. We'll see how things continue to progress with her. Give me 1 second, guys. I have got to blow my nose. I don't know what is going on here. Okay, sorry about that. Like, I took a drink, and then my sinuses were like, hey, how are you? We're gonna start to drain now. And I'm like, no. Let's not do that. Please. Alright. So, on to the Demon Hunter. And these two wouldn't be celebrated anyway, regardless of whether or not the tracker was functioning on the website currently, so we might as well, excuse me, work on them now. We still have to bring out the shaman. I have yet to, well, no, that's not true. I did work on her a little bit, off and on sporadically. But, she's been sitting at 24 for a while, just because I've got so many of these guys at, like, the scene level with, I mean, the DK is, like, in her 30s, so that's fine. We've got the Druid up to 30, this one's 26, the Warrior was 21, the Shaman's 24, like, they were just a little too bunched up, so, since the Warrior has some time, even though she's lower than the Shaman, I decided to start to work on the Warrior. And then once the Warrior gets a little bit past the Shaman, then we'll get back to work on them as well. Just mostly for time, because I don't know what the plan is. I don't know when the next X-Pack may be coming out. I feel like we still have a little bit of time, but I don't want to piss that extra time away, so with the time that I spend leveling and making sure that these guys have a full level of rested, I want to start to work on them, the others that still need to be done, even if it is slowly. So, but I figured, yeah, let's go ahead and deal with these two, and then we'll start to incorporate everyone else. I was still enjoying my break from grinding in Bastion, and I really want some better gear, but like even the cloth gear at level 50 was like minimum 4,000 gold. I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I am not paying 4,000 gold for a level 50 green. No. So I didn't really get anything done on that character. I just kind of left her sit in Orgrimmar. I need to go back and check on those prices again at some point. But what I've really been doing this past week is that late at night, when it's safer to be out on my server, when there's not as many people around, I've been taking the Pacifist out into Bastion, because I have a little, as much as I hate Bastion, as much as I'm sick of Bastion, I kind of have an idea of where the safer ore nodes are that are closer to the road. There's not a whole lot of flower and ore nodes that are close to the road, but there's a good handful. So I've been working on my big Pacifist, and I've been getting like half a level to a level almost every night on her at the end of my night. So she's now at 55, which is all sorts of exciting. And the nights where I've been leveling her, and I've been doing her, she blew through her first 2 levels of rested that she had. And then I was kind of letting her sit and get a little bit more rested, and then I was like, fuck it, the shit's selling on auction house. So I don't want to piss the opportunity away as it is. So I was like, okay, well, let's just see how far we get at the end of the night. And you know, we'll take it from there. So I think in about 2.5 hours, with just a teeny smidge of rested, I ended up getting her from 54 to 55 last night. So it's not so bad. And she's not making bank on the stuff that she's selling, but you know, in like the past week she's made at least 20,000 gold. So I'm like, hey, that's fine. That's 20 more that I didn't have. So I'll have to send that over to the bank alt and try to play, do we buy the WoW token now or do we wait? Because I've got some time. I don't have to have the WoW token right now. I think my sub is good until like February, but it's like, it's quite a gamble as to whether or not we're gonna buy it now or wait it out. Because it took us quite some time to get that much cash, because I haven't been out farming regularly on my gatherer, my normal gatherer. But now that the Pacifists can be out there in Shadowlands, I had a renewed sense of purpose. It's hard for me to just go gathering unless I have a reason for it. And auction house wasn't a big enough reason, apparently, for me for a while. Like, it was when the X-Pack first started, but then I got involved with other things, and then I kind of got burnt out, and I'm like, eh. So I kind of slowed down a little bit with everything that I was doing, just kind of mentally recharging. But, we've got the start of the template that we need to do for my dad's stuff. I still have to actually do the templating on it. We traced the outline of the photo of one of his boats, or his boat that he raced, and I'm gonna try to cut that out of a piece of paper and then trace it out of a piece of cardboard, just so it's a little bit sturdier. And I'm gonna try to use that for the hard template to trace out of the clay. Alright, so let's send you back to Hatherford. So I haven't done that yet. We might do that on Sunday on stream. We'll see. Stuck on the door. As usual. Alright. So let's crop that down. Okay. So, WoW challenges. Bloodthirsty Soul Glaive. Vengeance Demon Hunter. Dings level 27. So she's got a slash plate of 19 hours. Excuse me. 46 minutes. 47. Nope, that's not that. There we go. 47 seconds. Okay. So, her total kills 1,340. Ooh. Alright, so we'll tweet that along. Not a bad repair bill, so we're at 890 currently. Alright, so let's look at vendor trash. So not a whole lot of vendor trash, but she's level 27. So, I mean, we weren't really killing very much. That was only some silver, so we'll just stick that in there. So about 74 gold on all things said and done. So it's still very much recovered. It very much covered our repair bill. There we go. So we're doing okay there. And we'll leave you to chill here. Alright. So, next up is going to be the Tauren Druid. Alright, so again, the lower level guys, they don't spend that much time leveling because they don't have that much ground to cover. So, they don't have a whole lot of things and stuff. So we'll see. Now this, everybody right now, except for the Demon Hunter, survived the level squish. So their cash and kills and everything is going to be a little different and not an accurate picture of how things look from level 1, so do keep that in mind. But we'll see how things go here. Russell surprised me with a tin of sugar cookies from Sam's when he popped in there earlier running errands, and I was like, oh, it's the big mother load of cookie tins. So excited. I'm going to have to pace myself very, very much on that tin. Because I share them with the dogs. They get one, they get a half of one every so often. And, you know, I like to give Momo some extra treats when I know he's not feeling well, even though I shouldn't, but he works that sad puppy dog look so well. He has mastered it. Forgot, I've got the window open a little bit because it was a little warm in here, so it's probably counterproductive to the humidifier running, but that's okay. We're gonna have to shut that window soon anyway because we've got another cold front trying to work its way through. Oh, it was so uncomfortable yesterday. Like, every joint that I've ever hurt in the past was like, hi, we're here to visit. And I'm like, no, you're not. Get the fuck out. And I was like, no visitors, please. And they're like, oh no, we're here to stay. What have you got to eat? Definitely unwanted house guest. So I was like, why am I in so much pain? I was like, is it supposed to rain? And then I wasn't seeing rain, and then late last night I saw them talking about on Twitter, the Storm Prediction Center had started a discussion about Oklahoma, and I was like, what now? Now, I'm not in Oklahoma, but I'm right next door, so normally whatever they get, I end up on my doorstep within a couple of hours. And I was just kind of sitting there trying to read it. I'm like, what? And then I saw something about a cold front, and I was like, oh, and it may kick off some showers and thunderstorms. And I was like, oh, good. Lovely. Well, that explains why it hurt so damn much. Guys, I've got exciting news. It's been like 4 days since, maybe closer to 5, since we heard any noise up in the attic from the mice. So we've taken down the camera and the traps. We have to put the camera back outside, though. That's still on the list of things to do. I don't know if that's going to happen today or tomorrow. It might happen tomorrow at this rate. We still have 2 traps in the house, like downstairs in the house. We have one in the kitchen, and we have one in the bathroom. Just because they're easier to check, we don't need the camera for those locations. And the cats are still being a little weird around those 2 spots, so just to make sure. There was a wasp or something in the house earlier. No idea how that fucker came in. But he was in the kitchen. And he kept trying to, like, go through the window or something. So I don't know if that's how he came in and couldn't figure out how to get back out. But I heard him buzz against the window. And he wasn't flying normally. Like, he was kind of... His reactions were a little slow. He wasn't, like, buzzing around the whole house or anything, so we managed to get him. And then we all know how terrified I am of bugs now. Excuse me. After the incident with the bug in my ear and everything, and not that I was that great with them before, but now I'm really not. And my mom's out in the kitchen, and I'm standing back out of the way, but trying to play spot the bug for Russell, and my mom jumps behind me. And then she's got these long ass fucking fingernails. And then she's behind me, and then she's like tapping my shoulders with her fucking fingernails, going, oh, oh. And I'm like, will you fucking stop that? It's like, don't touch me. And Russell's like, don't do that to her. You know about her thing with bugs. And my mom's like, I'm using her as a shield. And I'm like, no. No, you can use me as a shield and not touch me. Like, why are you touching me? I was like, no. Still have the chills from thinking about it. Oh my god. And I don't mean like these tiny fingernails. Like, she could like stab people with these fucking things. And I'm just like, why are your nails that long? And they're her real nails. They're not fake nails. And then she gets upset when one of them breaks. She's like, ow, bitch, that hurt. I was like, well, now don't keep your nails that long. There's no reason for them to be that long. I was like, don't cry to me about it. Because I don't care. Unless you are bleeding profusely, then don't bitch about it. Because you're the one that chose to have your fingernails that long, knowing full well what was going to happen. Sorry. There's a reason my fingernails are kept short. I'm a klutz, and I'm prone to snapping them. Just grabbing something out of the freezer. And when they start to get to a certain length, even though it's very short in length, I start to become acutely aware of my fingernails and how they feel just sitting on the tops of my fingers, and it starts to upset me. I know it's bizarre, but I'm like, make it stop. But it's very strange and upsetting, and then I'm like trying to cut them down, so just because I can feel the very top edge like just touching everything, and I'm like, no, do not want. Make it go away. Alright, so we'll get this guy since these are up now. Those other people left. But it's Wednesday. Staying up so late to make sure the dog gets his medication, I've been really fucking myself over because last night I was talking to Russell because he stayed up a little bit late for him. And he was heading to bed, and I was like, oh, I was looking at the date. I'm like, tomorrow, because I was in WoW when I was talking to him, and I was looking at what the date was. I'm like, tomorrow we have to drop the water bill off. And he's like, yeah, okay. And then my brain forgot that tomorrow for me is when I wake up, even though the date hasn't changed. But there was a small normal part of my brain that was like, tomorrow's the 11th. Tomorrow, to normal people, he's like, oh wait, the city offices are closed. He's like, well, I can still put it in the box. I was like, shit. It's like, that really needs to get in there. And then my dumbass brain was like, oh wait, no, Thursday is the 11th. The real people's tomorrow. Your tomorrow is still going to be the 10th, dumbass. You haven't gone through Wednesday yet. I was like, oh, right. I was like, never mind, we're good. We're good. Because I was like, oh, shit. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, we're fine. My brain is dumb. It says dumb things and says dumb things sometimes. We're okay. Just don't worry about it. I'm all sorts of confused on a daily basis, so... And there's our ding there. Alright, so we need to get our photo. I don't think I can sit and do the selfie thingy. I think it's gonna pop my butt up. Yeah, it did. Can I sit with the camera? Oh, I can. Cool. There's a photo for you. Okay. Alright, let's head back to Skill Trader. Anyone want to quest with a rogue? What's a rogue? I really should put the thingy up over it, but I just haven't had the energy to bother. You're in an online game. I think if you were in an offline game with friends, maybe. I don't know. Like, you have to expect that some people are going to be streaming out there, but that's not anything that's that terrible. Anyhow. Alright. So, let's crop our photo. Okay. So, WoW challenges. Pled Thirsty Soul Survivor. Bear Druid. D. There you go. Finger did not want to hit that key. Nope. Oh, fingers, come on, please. Thank you. Nope, that was still too many. Keyboard, brain, fingers, please cooperate. Have I told you I'm tired? Ding's level 31. Slash plead is gonna be 2 days, 9 hours, 39 minutes, and 56 seconds. Now remember, this is the in-game played time of consecutive hours that have been played on that character. This isn't the real world timestamp of when this character had been made and how long it's taken them to get this far because of how I play. So, just keep that in mind. My timestamps are probably closer to a year minimum, just because I try to do a level a week after like level 10 or 15 or so. Alright, 4,000 to 13. Okay. Send that along. Now, tomorrow I'm gonna start doing the tweets for it. I haven't started them yet. I forgot to do it on Monday, and I was like, well, you know, we'll just wait till tomorrow. But
knowledge is the best currency.
We'll go ahead and start talking about it now since I'm doing tweets for it tomorrow. The WoW Challenges podcast, and there is one this weekend. Their last show of the year is going to be a month from tomorrow. So it's going to be December 11th. And as per tradition, the last show before Christmas break happens, is the Death List show. For those that are unfamiliar with the Death List show, the Death List show is where you take a tally of all of the characters you've lost over the year and write them all down and send them in to the podcast, whether that be through the podcast email, Twitter DM, Facebook message. You can give it to any of the mods on Discord, you know, whatever. You can include a little story that you want to incorporate with the deaths of your characters, if you so choose, and then we will read them out on the air and commiserate with you. So that is the last show of the year's tradition. We have the last show early in December because Lita gets very busy with her job and holiday things. So the month of December is crazy for her, and she needs a minute to breathe. So the show will be doing its last show December 11th, and podcast will be coming back January 15th. I think it is. Yeah, January 15th. So she just wants to take a minute and celebrate the holidays and do all the holiday things, and it's her first Christmas as a married gal, so she just wants to enjoy the holiday. And I don't blame her with everything that's been going on. Alright, so I think we'll grab the warrior before we grab the monk, just so that we can progress here in a more interesting fashion. Like, I know it'd be better to hit the monk first because we just came out of Zuldazar, but the warrior's pretty low, so it'll only take us a minute. I did replace the warrior's axe with a sword this level, so that's something. This warrior has not seen very much love from drops. This one did survive the level squish, and they had just been starting to kill stuff in hinterlands when squish happened, so you know, that kind of sucked. They got knocked from 40 to 20 something. And I was looking at her gear and was surprised when I was putting the gear back on. I didn't really pay much attention to it when I took it off for the patch. But when I went to put it on, I was actually looking at everything, making sure everything was still of the correct quality that I could wear. I noticed she had gray mail gloves on, and I was like, what? I was like, oh my. Oh my. So, yeah, she needs some help in the gear department. I think she's replaced a belt since being out here. But I'm like, oh shit. So she's gotten a belt, a shield, and a sword. We definitely need some help in the gear department, so if we could get some plate drops happening toot sweet, that would be fantastic. Don't know the likelihood of that happening, but you know, we can hope and dream. All of the things. I do have to remember that I can't heal thyself, though, so I can't get myself into too much trouble. So we definitely need to try to get some rage going so we can hit ignore pain. Or, you know, get some more gear. That would be helpful. That would be more than helpful. But, you know, the execute ability is nice. It works. I can't charge this one because we killed it too fast before the charge came off cooldown. Well, that's an interesting problem to have. Well, not a terrible problem, just interesting. Whew, I tell you, my hand is feeling this weather coming in so much. So I was doing pretty good last night, all things considered. Let me back away from that guy, because he's for leader. Although, we might not need to go down to the lower tier because of the level and what we have left. Didn't really need to hit that spell. That's fine. I'm just hitting things now. I got distracted. Yeah, we might not need to go down to the other tier. We might be able to stay up here. We'll see what it looks like after this kill. But, yeah, like, I was at war with my brain. Yeah, no, we're gonna stay up here. I was at war with my brain yesterday, because I was like, but I need to be doing things and stuff, and then I'm like, no, you have time now. You made the time. Oh, I did get the PFAL listed on Etsy. That is up. I don't think anybody saw the tweet because of what time I did the tweet at. I need to post some other stuff after I check my balance because I had to buy those cookie cutters out of that account. So I think I have enough stuff to repost a couple of the magnets. We'll see. I'm not sure if it's worth reposting a couple of the magnets because some of them have gone through 2 refreshers and haven't sold, but maybe now that people are back to work, they'd be more willing to spend some money. I don't know. Oh, child, your gear's a hot mess. We have to get you some gear love. Alright. But we can try to repost some of the Bob Ross magnets, but all of the tissue paper ones are up there and available. So we will see what happens there. Can't cut the hair off. Need that in the shot. Alright. We were photobombed by some river beasts. Wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty. Control your soul. Because I was mad when the last warrior died. Prot warrior. Dings level 22. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. So we've got a slash played of 1 day. 14 hours. 52 minutes. And 34 seconds. Total kills on this one are gonna be 3,225. Alrighty. Well, let's do our vendor things real quick. So tomorrow's gonna be Minecraft. We're gonna get back to normal schedule here. And then, on Friday, we'll be doing Planet Zoo. I want to grab Bernie's Bake Shop before it vanishes. I don't know how long it's going to be there. I need to stick one into Flamingo Falls. I was going to try to work on that last night, but my brain just wasn't in the right space for recording stuff. So I was like, meh, I just want to zone out and just dig in Minecraft. That's all I want to do. So that's what I did last night. But yeah, I want to grab Bernie's Bake Shop that's there for the anniversary. The one poofy black and white lemur. I got that, and that should now be in my animal selection. I think that's a permanent free gift for the anniversary. They didn't say if the bake shop was permanent or not, which is why I am confused about that. Still haven't seen anything as to whether or not you're still going to be able to get that after the anniversary is over. I don't know, but I want to grab one. So, Planet Zoo will be on Friday. Saturday we will be dark, and then Sunday we will be working on Christmas gifts. We'll start work on the ornaments. I'm still not sure if I want to do digital prep on the mother-in-law's gift. I don't know if I necessarily need to. I might just try to wing it. And figure it out from there. So we'll see. I need to find the Dremel though, because I need to line up and drill some holes before we get started on that. I should probably... See, I don't know if I want to gesso the thing for hers beforehand, or before I like, do I drill before I gesso, or do I drill after I gesso? I guess is what I'm trying to say. If I drill before I gesso, then I might get gesso in the drill holes, and that would be a pain. And if I put like cord in there to keep the hole open, I could potentially gesso the cord in place by accident. Which, you know, don't want to do that. So I don't know. I might gesso and then put the drill holes into what I'm doing for hers, and then re-gesso around the edge if I need to. So don't know if we're gonna gesso those on stream. I mean, we could do that on Sunday as well. So I don't know how long Sunday's art stream is gonna be. It's definitely not gonna be as long as the other art stream from last Sunday. It'll be much shorter, because that 6-hour stream, or almost 6-hour stream, that did take a lot out of me. I was very tired. But we got it done, we got it sealed. I killed off the last of that one bottle of Mod Podge I had been using for a while. I guess I could have just hit the Jade Lightning there. This one. These monks, I don't know what it is about them. They feel so damn squishy. Like, even in tank spec, because they stagger the damage, like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, and then, oh no, I'm not fine. So, I just, like, we started this one out in tank spec. My previous monk had been, Mistweaver. This one, we started in tank, or maybe I started in Mistweaver and then switched to tank. And tank was going well, and then they did something, and then it wasn't going well, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this anymore. So I switched back to Mistweaver, and just no matter what spec I'm in now, I haven't really messed with Windwalker, so I can't speak for that, but tank and healing spec on this one have just felt so damn delicate that it's rather nerve-wracking. Like, I'm kind of concerned about going into Shadowlands if she makes it that far. Like, just because of how fucking delicate she is, I will most likely be doing the Maul skip with this one. Even though it means, I'll be a lower level going into Bastion. Because I'll miss that. It's only a level, but you could get a good level out of the Maul stuff. So it's really only grinding 9 levels in Bastion instead of 10 if you take them all. But I definitely don't trust this one to do that damn escort quest. I just don't. I feel like that has disaster written all over it for this particular character. But I guess we'll see. Maybe if I get her some gear off of Auction House, she'll be a little bit better. Her gear's not that bad though. Not really, in the grand scheme of things. Where did that person go? I just saw them running in the corner of my screen. I think they were on the road? No. What are you doing? You're level 50. I didn't kill that. Okay, maybe they're out here questing? For achievements or some such? I don't know. I mean, they might have just hit 50. Maybe they're trying to finish off the area before they go into Shadowlands. Like, I didn't see a flower node there. Oh, that was... okay. Felt a little weird, but alright. Thank you, Loud Truck, for today's contribution to the stream. Lovely. And there goes another one. Everybody's all about the jacked up trucks on the raised frames here, and I don't get it. It's not like we live in the sticks and we have high water that you're constantly driving through and shit, or we're not. Like, what? I don't get it. Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know. I'm just like, why would you hurt your perfectly good vehicle by doing that? It could just be an E-peen thing. Well, I guess would it really be? It's not an E-peen because it's offline, so it's a real life peen, I guess. I don't know. Is it still called an E-peen if it's a real life thing and not electronically? I do not know the answer to that question. Anyhow, either way, it's terrible, terrible overcompensation at times, it feels. Oh no, come back, come back, come back. Just making sure I did in fact kill that other one. There wasn't another one hiding there. Because even though they're neutral, I've had this one trigger when I've pulled this one, so it's been bizarre. But yeah, I think I need to get a new mouse soon, as much as it loathes me. Hopefully I can make this one last until the next Switch payout. Or Valentine's Day, whichever comes first. Because my Christmas presents have already been ordered, so. My buttons feel mushy. And I feel like I've been clicking oddly, especially in Minecraft. Nope, don't waste Touch of Death on something that's almost dead. And that would be a silly use. Alright, let's pull you in. And we'll deal with you. Alright, so we got a bar left on this guy. Gal. She had a very lovely grinding session. Plus, she replaced a cape. Oh, what's wrong, Ancient Protector? You're all by yourself. Looking bored. your guard is helping the other one with the skeleton. That won't do. Can't have you being lonely. I always have trouble clicking this guy. I don't know why. I always end up clicking the guard instead. Ooh, what is that? Ooh, those are pretty compared to what we've got on. So what we had on was 6 intellect, 9 stam, 4 crit. Now, we lose the crit, but I think we'll be okay. Because it was only 4 crit. And I'd much rather have the increased intellect at this point. Very nice. We're slowly replacing this transmog. So we need some gloves, and we need some pants. Pants. We always have trouble finding pants. Why? Why do we always have trouble with the pants? You killed the things. What are you? Called Tauren Druid. I always forget they can be druids. Probably because I don't have them unlocked. But they've removed the dungeon requirement to unlock them now, so I have to figure out what else I have to do to get them unlocked. My rep's probably supposed to be something or other, but I don't. Hey, Red. I don't play allied races all that much. I mean, my gatherer is a mech gnome, but that's probably really the only. Well, I do have a Lightforged Draenei unlocked. I do have High Mountain Tauren unlocked, but I really haven't played them. Like, I tried and then I didn't really get anywhere, and I kind of got burnt out playing the normal things, so. So how are you, Red? Hope everything is well. Alright. I really wish that Bagnon would update for the patch. It still has not yet. Well, as of last night, or early this morning, whenever I last checked. Before I went to bed, it had not updated yet. I'm hoping that they get that updated soon, because I've got trial class characters on my bag list for alts that have been deleted that are still showing on my bag list, and I'm like, no. You guys don't exist anymore. Why are you still here? And I can't remove them because it's not up to the patch. So the removing them option's not showing or something. It's being bizarre. So you're okay. You have 2 characters now at level 50. And 1 past them all thanks to your help. Oh, well, you're welcome. And don't forget, you can do the mall skip now. So that is safe and good for everybody. Just remember, if you're on a Bloodthirsty, when you do that Threads of Fate quest, you must do the storyline option. You cannot do the Threads of Fate world quest option. I know it's confusing. It's the way they worded it. Or the way they named them. So. I'll tell you, getting flying for Shadowlands was still a bit of a bitch, even though it wasn't rep gated. Ugh. I'm glad we only have to do that on 1 character, because no thank you. You still have to level a normal tune because you don't have the threads. Ah, okay. Yeah, I would work on that. Just to break things up a little bit. Give you a chance to stretch your legs and your fingers and put on some actual gear. And, do all of the things. Just remember that when you get back on your challenger, that you're on a challenger, that's all. That's the one thing to remember. It's like, oh wait, I can't run through these things like I was before. So you're in Bastion, some kind of intro quest. Yeah, I would pause. If you're talking on your challenger that you're in Bastion, I would pause there and go do the normal, because you're only going to be able to get so far on the storyline on an iron until it just becomes too dangerous. And honestly, a lot of the testing I did, I felt was too dangerous for an iron. So you're definitely going to want the threads option, because, well, I was in a squishy priest, so I was very, very nervous. Can I sit on this one? Or does that only... Oh. Okay, that's bizarre. What happens if we lay? Nothing. Okay, well, that's not a bad shot. Did it keep the shot? Yeah. Okay. We can work with that, I think. It's bizarre, but we can work with it. No, on the main. Okay. You were sent there. You think I think it's only the story. Okay, so if it's your main character, then you know you're fine. So yeah, no, they make you do a lot of things and stuff, and you'll definitely know when it's time to leave, because they will shepherd you to Oribos to inform them about everything that's happened in Bastion, and then I think then you're shepherded from Oribos into Maldraxxus to request their help. And the first things that you're going to encounter in Maldraxxus will be being thrown into a battle arena that you can't leave until you do the things they require you to do by battling certain other challengers in the fighting ring. Opponents, I guess. Like, there's no skipping that. You have to do it. There's no way out until you do it. So, so yeah, they will move you along when you've completed everything that you need to. That kind of works. Alright. So, wow, challenges. Bloodthirsty. It's very scary for a challenger. For a normal character, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie, from my perspective, because it's very chaotic. There's NPCs and other players everywhere. It's not a PvP thing, but you basically have to kill other NPCs, or mobs rather, and they ramp up the difficulty of what you have to kill over time. So you just have to kill these kind of like peon mobs, like these nothing mobs, and then oh, now you have to kill X number of these elite mobs, and there'll be like stuff on the ground that sparkles that you can click to kind of buff you at times, or as you're killing mobs, they start to give you different abilities in the middle of your screen to click, kind of like a garrison zone ability or something while you're in there, just to help you a little bit to deal with the elites and stuff. It's just a pain more than anything. But a challenger would not be able to survive that very easily with the gray and white gear options they have, because some of those hits do hurt on a normal a little bit. Oh my god, my pet photobombed me. It's funny, I didn't even notice him till now, and I'm sitting here staring, I'm like, wait, what is that orange thing at the bottom? And he looks like he's smiling. What pet is that? That's Grumlock. I think that was one of the expansion pets, I think. Is that the WoW expansion pet? No. Maybe. Maybe. Wild Challenges, Bloodthirsty. What am I doing? Soul Fist, Mist Weaver, Monk. Ding's level 45. So she's got 5 more levels to go till she enters Bastion. Slash played is 7 days, 19 hours, 59 minutes, and 8 seconds. So it might as well just be 7 days, 20 hours. Excuse me. There was not enough sleep today. Kills. So we're at 16,755. Okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll tweet that. And we'll repair. Now let's look at the vendor trash. So 2 of those, 4 of those. And a bunch of other piddly stuff. So vendor trash was 227, not bad. And then we'll deal with the greens. These 2 greens, I couldn't use about 10 gold for that. That's nice. I'm not going to deal with the meat until we're all done out here, because I'll just end up with more of it. So
appreciate your patronage.
alright, so that's another 20 gold. So 48. So 248 roughly, probably 249. But alright, so that's it for the Bloodthirsties. We're gonna go hop on the Pacifist next, though. We're gonna take the little Pacifist out. Because Big Pacifist, it's very scary for the Big Pacifist in Bastion this time of day. My server is very, very busy. So, I don't like being out there on this one. Even though she's currently in Darlaran, she had put some stuff up on the auction house last night. I saved my Hearthstone to Darlaran in Northrend because there's an auction house in it. And it has the portal in the Northrend Darlaran into Stormwind Mage Tower, and then I just go from the Dal portal into Stormwind, and then from Stormwind I grab the Ouroboros portal, so it's a little bit more involved to get back, but it hearts me right to an auction house, so I'm fine with that. Finduin, I have Finduin. Okay, so bag's looking good. We're gonna go and hit up, I managed to sell everything but those gold bars recently. Or I vendored a couple of odds and ends, but we're going to go do our fishing and cooking daily. Oh wait, let's change that. This isn't a Bloodthirsty. Let's pull that. Alright, we'll grab that one. Okay, there we go. Let's at least call it what it is. Don't want people getting the wrong idea that you can be cooking and fishing on a Bloodthirsty. That would be bad representation because my brain was dumb and forgot to do the things.
What's on your mind?
You need a cask favor. Pick up the cask of and run it back to Iron Forge. Alright, I guess.
Safe travels.
Not one of my favorite ones. Because I don't think you can be mounted while doing this quest, and I think it's on a timer. We'll see. I like this pony, but the saddle bugs the shit out of me at times, depending on what mood I'm in, because it just looks like a puppet's mouth opening and closing, staring at me. I'm like, I just need some Google eyes. Kind of looks like a bird beak. Need some Google eyes on the back of the saddle. I mean, I guess we could have just flown to Keranos. So, you retried leveling an Iron Balance Druid, but no way you could use the same path route as my Protection Paladin or my Beastmaster Hunter. You tried it twice, but you didn't survive the Western Plaguelands quests. Yeah, not all quests are going to work for all classes. All routes are not going to work for all of them. I kind of wish that, when Stir did his leveling guide that he had posted, when we were doing his write-ups, I kind of wish during the write-ups he would have talked about where he deviated, and where he adjusted his path based off the class that he was running, but he didn't give us that info. But I think that would have been kind of helpful, since not all classes can do all quests. Yeah, they kind of like just start auto-running you. The keg is so tiny compared to what it looked like on the ground. But, yeah, you'll have to figure out a different route with that one, or where you need to adjust and go from there. That's probably going to take some scouting. I've kind of given up, well, no, I haven't really played an Iron through that level recently, but on my Bloodthirsties, I've just been staying in Tieragard, just because it's easier and it's less of a hassle for me. Even if it does get a little bit mind-numbing after a while, but questing, I was on a squishy priest, and I don't remember. I mean, what did I do? I think I just dove into Outlands. I don't think I did any, like, I think I jumped into, from Loch Modan, I think I jumped into Zangarmarsh. And then just kind of went from there. I did not do very much of the vanilla zones on Iron Nisey. So you stayed in the old world. Yeah, I don't know what Stir's leveling guide looks like. I haven't looked at it, to be perfectly honest. But because our playstyles are very, very different from each other's, so I don't necessarily think his playstyle would work for my abilities. But there we go.
How are ya? Off with you.
But I mean, it's worth a peek at it. But I know before, even before Shadowlands came in, I was finding that Eastern Plague was just hitting like an effing truck. Like, everything was taking a huge chunk of my health. And the gargoyles that roam, there's a couple that come up close to the road. They were fearing me. Something terrible. And I was like, oh, no. We're done. We're not coming back here. Fish for Squirky. We can do that. But so I kind of gave up going to Eastern, and then Western. Western, I'm trying to think. Did I do Western Plaguelands on that one? If I did, I came back later. I know I've done it in the past, and I haven't gone past Chillwind Point. Moldfang was the problem. Anderhall was okay. Moldfang. Is that that rare? Or am I confused? I know there's a rare that hangs out on the back of the lake. I won't do Anderhall at all. I only do Undead Null. Okay. Yeah, no, you have to be real selective in Western Plague. I would do the Chillwind stuff. I skip Anderhall entirely. There's a little quest hub. Is that 2? It's 2. There's a little quest hub on the other side of Anderhall, near the road. I can't remember the name of it. Where you pick up Zenkiki for a little bit. A couple of those quests are okay. I don't remember doing all of them. I think I skipped 1 or 2 there. And then I went up to the lumber mill. And the horse in the vehicle with the spiders is okay. But I would not do anything involving Hearthglen. I think I went up to Hearthglen and just barely managed to do the training where you're doing the mock fight with the NPCs, with like the guard NPCs up there. But I think that's where I had to stop. Anything else up there was a no-go. So, I haven't run an iron through recently. My current iron is at 52. I haven't made a new one in a while. What is this thing I'm seeing flashing behind me? What was that? It was like pink. It must have been somebody that ran by. Because it ain't there now.
I'm out of range. La, la, la.
Oh, that's Murky. Where's Squirky? Is Squirky up here? Squirky's up here. I keep trying to feed it to Murky.
Hi.
Alright, so that's
your
good. Somehow it doesn't count as killing a fish when you feed it to a murloc. Okay. Sure. You bet. Okay. So there's that fishing and cooking daily. Let's bounce out here to the flight point. And see about heading out, in fact, to Western Plaguelands.
No.
Where we like to gather the things. Because it's fairly safe for the most part. Safe-ish. Where I go. At this point. Alright, so while we're en route, I'm just gonna check the weather real quick. Because there were some things on the horizon. Oh, damn. Well, that's not a happy line of storms. The oh damn was about something else. Okay, so there's a severe thunderstorm warning, but that's on the other side of Oklahoma City. Well, it's on the other side of Tulsa. It's north of Oklahoma City. So we're still okay. We've got a couple showers trying to start here. Worker shot and no longer with us at La Huerta? A Mexican restaurant in Gentry. Interesting. We've got some questionable weather. We're not under any weather watches right now. Oklahoma is next door to us. Nothing terrible, just like a severe thunderstorm watch for them. But we have a cold front coming through. It got warm for a few days, and now it's getting cold again. And it's kicking off some severe storms, so I just want to keep an eye on it. Because I don't like to play in a thunderstorm with my challengers. I don't want to risk the internet hiccuping or the power blipping enough to kick me off. So I don't mind doing other things during a thunderstorm, but I don't risk the challengers during that because that's something silly to die from. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on it, make sure it's not going to be a problem anytime soon. But we should be okay. Today might be a slightly shorter stream. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. This one has archaeology? I don't have my survey stick. Did I pick up I did pick up archaeology. Oh, okay. I didn't remember doing that. It looks like I picked it up and never did anything with it because it's still level 1. Alright then. But I think I picked it up and decided that things were still scary and I didn't want to go into the lower level areas, but now it's all still scary because nothing's grayed out to me yet. So this is my hunter. As you can see, the bars are very barren. I've got a freezing trap, a tar trap, exhilaration to try to heal me, and feign death, and my gnome racial of escape artist. The pet's not out because I can't risk the pet killing anything. So this is where things stand. Alright. Hell of a mindset to go from being in bloodthirsty mode to not in bloodthirsty mode, so. Where are you? Like you're right here, but where are you? Where in the bejesus are you? There you are. Alright. Oh, we need to vendor that, and that, and that too. Oh, that's sad. Really? I got the jeweled fishing pole from the fishing daily, and I can't use it. That's so sad. We're gonna have to make sure we vendor that thing. Aww. So one downsides about doing the fishing daily. Sometimes you get something cool and it's blue quality and you can't use it. So that's kind of sucky. So, I come out here to do my gathering after a certain point, because, you know, there's not really a whole lot of dangerous out here. There's some things to be aware of, but, it's over there. I will get those guys on the way back, if they're still there. But there's really no mobs except for a gargoyle that you just have to be mindful of. Like a spider. And a rare that's not always up. The rest of the time, you can... Here's that thing. The rest of the time, you can, maneuver out here without too much worry. So we're getting about 1,000 XP. Ironically, that's about how much XP my Pacifist is getting from nodes out in Shadowlands. So sometimes you'll have a rare sitting here. He's not here right now, so we'll grab this. If he is here, you can get by him by just kind of skirting along up here. Usually, it's not too much of a problem. Trying to find the road. Where does the road come down? Oh. Is that the road? No. There is a road from Hinterlands into here. Here it is. So this is the back way from Hinterlands down into Western Plague. And so you don't have to have flying to do this loop. It's pretty much traversable on a ground mount without too much problem. Do be careful when you come out here though, because I'm going to show you where the gargoyle can be a problem. He kind of starts over there. He doesn't patrol along the edge of the lake necessarily, but he comes up close, and if you're in a level range where he is gonna aggro on you, just be careful. But there's a good amount of stuff. It's mostly iron. You'll occasionally get a gold node. And then mostly life root. Since you're around the edge of the water. There is strangle kelp out in the water. I don't bother with it. Number one, I don't know if there's anything in the water. Number two, it's just not worth the time to swim out to grab it to me. But yeah, it's pretty devoid of mobs back here. Except for that one rare. And he kind of just... He doesn't patrol very far from that spot that he's usually found in. If he does patrol, it's only a little bit away from there, but not very much. Alright, so up ahead here... Is he easy to kill with an iron? I've never tried. I get nervous after a certain level. And I've never brought a low-level iron out here to quest, so. Alright, that one we're gonna let that go, because that's up there somewhere. So right around in here. Right here. There is a gargoyle that will patrol back in here. See if I can get up high enough to... So that one we're definitely leaving, because this is the Pacifist. But there will be a gargoyle that will hang out back in here, and he'll fly up to the edge here. He'll like fly up into here somewhere. So if you're too close, he will aggro on you if he happens to be there when you come by. So just be careful. I don't see him right now. But yeah, that one's definitely off the table. That one's not for us. But as you can see on the map, there is a bit of a road or path worn in back here.
I need to be closer. It's too far away.
And it does kind of skirt between eastern and western plaguelands. Oh, maybe it's this section up here where he's at. He's somewhere low. Maybe it's up here. I know he's back here somewhere because he surprised the shit out of me because I wasn't expecting him. It could also be in this section here where he patrols around. There's a couple of flying gargoyles. It's either that one that we just passed or this one where they fly around and they come up to the edge here and they stare at the water, but they don't actually come up to the edge of the water. So just be careful. Can I get you? I'm not seeing a dog per se, but can I? No, that's too close. We're not going to risk that. I don't want to be off my mount and trigger him. There are plenty of nodes. We don't have to get that one. Alright. And then we'll kind of skirt around here, and it kind of makes almost a circular pattern. So it's fairly easy to follow. Hard to sell the life root at times on auction house. I just sold a bunch of it that took forever to get rid of. I think this one is grabbable if you're careful. Like, you don't want to slide down the hill because there are hostiles down there. And we can't fly yet, so just gotta be careful. I'm actually sitting here trying to think of, well, where the hell these loud cars are so obnoxious. I'm actually sitting here trying to remember where the hell it is I can go after a certain point. So there are spiders that come up sort of close. Like, it is possible to trigger on one of these if you're too far in on the edge there. So be mindful of that. That King's Blood is going to have to just be skipped. And there are a couple of spiders over here as well to be cautious of. So that King's Blood there, that's going to be off the table as well. Just move along. That's not for you. And that's okay. Now there is a little bit of blind weed out here. Like, you know, I'm trying to think, do I stay here? I'm trying to remember what level Like, we can go to Panda. And farm out there. Potentially. I missed my water strider. Oh, that's right. We've got the turtle. I should have popped on the turtle. Once in a while you'll find blindweed out here. I don't know how long we can stay here. I'm not sure. I mean, I wonder if we'll stop getting... I wonder when we'll stop getting XP off of this stuff, to be perfectly honest. I'm not sure. Can you make enough gold with the Pacifist? Depending on your server and what you're picking, yeah. My Pacifist that's in Shadowlands right now made about 20,000 gold in a week. It depends on the server. It depends on what you're trying to sell. But you can make a decent amount with mining and flowers. Of course, you know, she's selling the hot ticket endgame stuff at the moment. Sometimes you can sell a pet that you pick up from the holiday events. Like there was the bush chicken, I think, was really tough to get from the satchels from Pilgrim's Bounty. I sold one of those on this one for a couple of thousand one year. Last year, I guess. So, you know, it kind of depends on what the market's looking like. Copper usually sells pretty well, although you might do better selling in volume instead of by price point. That's gonna depend, again, on your server. I'm gonna just grab this one while the rare's not there. And you know, you've got people that'll be leveling inscription and alchemy and stuff, so if your price point's good enough, it might take a couple of tries. You can usually sell the things on the auction house to some degree. The stone I just vendor. I don't bother. The stone doesn't sell enough for me to bother putting up on auction house. I mean, blacksmithing does need stone, I think. Engineering might need a little bit of stone, but I don't think people buy that consistently off auction house. But, you know, I kind of stopped doing the fishing cooking daily with the big Pacifist for the most part, just because it's in Stormwind, and I don't feel like dancing with the... Well, I mean, I could go to Ironforge, but that's a bit of a trek. I just don't feel like messing with the potentiality of the sewer beast. And there's not that many fishing cooking dailies that I can do in Stormwind that I'm comfortable doing. We do have... Oh, hey, we can fly now. That was a quick level. We do have Pilgrim's Bounty coming up, which is fantastic for pacifists. There's some things you can't do, like you can't do the turkey shoot, but you can do the other daily things. Like you can do the cooking quests and stuff. Excuse me, where you can turn the stuff in and get the little satchel of things. So, I mean, that's fun. I think we're going to pick out the rest of this rested before we head back to Keranos and get our flying. I mean, we're still getting XP, so I'm happy with that. I haven't laid eyes on the gargoyle to show you this time. I kind of wish he would fly up just so I can show you guys what to watch out for if you do the back of the lake run. And you know, if I was farming in Outlands or something, I'd probably... Well, I don't know what Outlands ore is going for right now, so I can't say for sure if it would sell better than the life root or not. But even in Northrend, some of the... Oh, we could go to Northrend. We could go to Northrend. We could go hang out in Sholzar for a while. There's an idea. We may do that. Not today. Next week. Get some, now that we can fly. Oh, this is the one I was nervous about grabbing. Well, I have visual on the dog, so we should be okay. Last time through, he was a little too close for comfort. But, we could go try to get some titanium or something. Let's see what that's gonna sell like at this point. So, like, the older high ticket stuff doesn't sell as well as it used to, because, you know, people are moving on through the different X packs and stuff. But, you know, it's an option. Oh, this one is always a trial to get up into range. Alright, so like 2 or 3 more nodes. Bedtime for you. Alright, so you take care. Congrats on getting those challengers to 50. Have fun getting your main up to 60. Stay safe. Thanks for popping in. And have a good night, sir. Alright, so, oh, there's the end of our rested. I'm just gonna get a little bit over here. And let's hearth back to Keranos. So it's real easy to blow through your rested on a low level pacifist real quick. Alright. So, let's come over here and we'll remount and we'll go see a gnome about learning how to fly. And we're gonna take the long way because there's wolves that are on the cut through. And I really don't want to die to a level 30 wolf. That would be all sorts of embarrassing. A Keranos. Oh my goodness. Okay. Riding trainer.
Can I help you?
Oh, you won't teach us to fly.
Hey,
That's fascinating. Who do we have to talk to?
you have a great day now.
Stormwind. Oh. Alright. Wolves with lasers. Don't forget the lasers. Yeah. We don't want to do that. Alright. I guess we'll fly from Keranos. There's no reason not to. Might as well, right? God, the cat was getting a drink out of the water bowl next to me, and I'm so paranoid about this weird tapping noise. I thought it was coming from the ceiling, and I thought the mice were back now that we took the traps down. Stormwinds. Alright, at least she's right there at the flight point. I actually need to switch out that water bowl here in a minute. How are you, Dave? Have you popped into Stardew Valley yet? How's that going for you? Not yet. I'm so sick of these accounts that were mass made on specific dates. And if you start looking at those in the chat, you can see that there's a theme with them. And they'll be sitting in your chat. But when you click on their channel, they're hosting one specific channel. And that channel has live cams playing from other people's feeds. Like this FFRW thing channel. I can't remember the exact order because my dyslexic brain doesn't want to put them in the right order. They'll be hosting that channel, and that channel will have live streams up. Like a live cam. And it's not their live cam. It's other people's live cams. Like, the one day, they were showing the live feed from the penguin exhibit at the Kansas City Zoo. And I know it wasn't this person's live cam, because I know that stream, because I've seen it on YouTube. They have a live cam up that they put on YouTube, and I swear they're pulling live cam footage from YouTube, or possibly from Twitch. I don't know if the Kansas City Zoo has a Twitch channel. I doubt it. And they're using it on their streams, so they're basically hijacking other people's live streams, live cam footage, to get views on their channel. And it says that they're automated channels. Like, you can't do that. Hosting is one thing if you're offline and it says you're hosting somebody else, but if it says you're live broadcasting and you're using other people's live cam footages on your live stream, you can't do that. That's against TOS. You're basically stealing other content creators' shit, and it pisses me off. So every time I see one of those automated bot channels in my stream, I'm getting rid of them. And a lot of them tell you they're automated bots in their about section on their pages. And some of them will have never ever ever streamed, but they'll have over 1,000 followers. I'm like, how do you have 1,000 followers if you've never streamed? That's bizarre. And then you dig deeper and it's like, oh, it's one of these things. It just pisses me off. Something terrible. I'm like, at least put the fucking effort in and put your own live cam up. Don't be stealing live cam footage from other channels. Like, what the hell? Because then people are donating to this other channel, this third-party channel that's live streaming other people's live streams. And, you know, the original owners of the content aren't getting the revenue, and it just angers me. It's a pet peeve. Alright, so we've got that. I guess we could smelt this and put it up on auction house real quick. Do I have an anvil? No. I don't have an anvil. Okay. Oh god, I forgot. They added weather into Stormwind. Wait. Oh, all we did was turn in the quest. We didn't actually... Jesus Christ. We turned in the quest, but we didn't actually train to fly.
Well met.
There we go.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Therapy brain strikes again. Alright, so let's go smelt this shit. Alright, so let's smelt the iron. Kind of excited to get back into Planet Zoo on Friday. Tomorrow we'll be doing, so here's the schedule. So, tomorrow we're doing Minecraft. We'll be back to work in our desert city. Friday we'll be doing Franchise Friday in Planet Zoo. We'll put in Bernie's Bake Shop in the Australia area, most likely. Because we were talking about setting up a new food section over there. Saturday we're dark, but there is a WoW Challenges podcast this weekend, so that's fun and exciting. It'll be 7 p.m. Eastern on their Twitch channel. Remember, a good chunk of people had a time change, so if you are not in the areas that did the time change this last weekend, you may need to Google what time 7 p.m. Eastern is for your time zone, so you don't miss the live show. Wow, 2,500 gold for a guild signature. That's a nice chunk of change. They're desperate to get that signed. What's the token sitting at? 206. It was 204 last night. I probably should have grabbed it then. I don't think that's gonna sell, but it's awfully high for gold bars. Let's go 1250 and see what happens with that, because the last time I priced it too high, nobody bought it. Let's go straight up 7. Alright, yes, I know, Zuzu, I'm coming. So yeah, there's that. The tweets are gonna start tomorrow, but heads up, the last show of the year for the podcast will take place on December 11th. And for those of you that are familiar with the podcast and have been around for a while, know what the last show of the year means. For those of you who are not familiar with what the last show of the year means for the WoW Challenges podcast, it is the Death List show. So, we ask that the challengers that have participated throughout the year, if you've kept a running total of how many challengers that you have lost over the year, feel free to send that list in. Like what challenge they were in, what level, you know, if you want to include a small story about how they died, or just a quick statement about how they died or whatever, feel free to do so. Those death lists will be read out live on the air for the last show of the year. You can send those death lists to the WoW Challenges podcast email, which I think is at WoW Challenges No, it's at... Is it podcast@wowchallenges.com? The email's on the website. I always get the order wrong. Or you can Twitter DM them to the WoW Challenges Twitter. You can send them in through Facebook Messenger. They have a Facebook page for the WoW Challenges. You can hand them off to any of the mods in Discord as well. And they will make sure that your death list gets to Lita for the death list show. So last show of the year will be December 11th. So you've got a little bit of time to get those lists compiled and sent in. Those lists will need to be sent in by December 9th because Lita will have to have time to put them in a format for the show. So please try to get them in no later than December 9th if you want them to make it on the show. Alright, you guys. And I'm sure she'll be talking about that on the podcast this week. But we want to make sure that we give you guys enough of a heads up for when those are coming. Only 12 this year. I haven't lost anybody yet. Not a death. I've had a few that I've had to deliberately flag for testing purposes, but I haven't had any that have died this year. So I'm pretty happy about that. And surprised as well, because I normally end up killing off somebody. But we've done pretty well, and 12's actually pretty low for you. Not bad. The first show of 2022 will be January 15th. So Lita's going to take about a month off. So just a heads up there. So guys, we did some things and stuff. We got the five bloodthirsties leveled up. You had yeah. I think you had more challengers go down the year before, but yeah, you know. It can only get better, right? So, hang in there, sir. You do what you need to do for you, mentally. And, we can try to help as best as we can. But, yeah, we got 5 bloods. We added in the warrior this week. When we start to get back into Bastion, we may drop back down to 4 for a little bit, just while we're there. We'll see how leveling goes and how my time looks, to spend leveling. 'Cause it takes me a good solid amount of time to grind in Bastion. Like 4 to 5 hours minimum. And it only goes up from there as we advance in there on the bloods. So we'll see. We'll see how things progress there. And we got this guy. We got him. Oh, we didn't take his photo. That's no good. I'm surprised that let us take the photo. Oh, it stood us up. Okay. I forgot to do the pacifist photo, and we got 2 levels on this guy. Well, granted, it was probably more like a level and a half because we were like 3/4 of the way through. So we did have 2 dings happen. Oh. How the hell do you say her name? Mirla? Mirla, your text is infringing upon my screenshot. How dare thee? Now we have to cut off a little bit of the mustache. Alright. So let's do this real quick. WoW challenges, because I've been skimping on putting the Pacifists photo out on Twitter. The big pacifist. She's level 55 now, so I've actually been leveling her quietly. WoW challenges, Pacifist down in front. Hunter. Dings level 30. So we've got a slash plate of 1 day, 17 hours, 5 minutes, and 45 seconds. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll tweet that out. So yeah. So that's gonna do it. We did some things here today, guys, so be careful on your challengers. Stay safe in and out of game. I hope to see you all tomorrow afternoon for Minecraft. And I'll show you what I've been up to. So you all have a safe evening, and until tomorrow, have a good one.